So here it is all finished up. It's got 40 DCOEs on it, little Carter rotary pump, regulator set to 3 psi, and yeah, it runs really well. It's got the MSD over here. I programmed it already and set up the rev limiter and two-step and stuff. It's got a little 3,500 RPM two-step. Got a single bore Willwood 1 1/8 master cylinder. Works pretty well, even with all 4 disc brakes. And the proportioning valves in the back. I'll show that in the video when I go under it. And just a pretty standard header. I did manage to sneak a 2.5-inch exhaust around the AE86 rack steering shaft, and again, it's got a full AE86 rack and pinion and lower control arms, all that stuff. So currently set, the timing is locked out at 28 degrees, and then I have F1170 idle jets in it right now. It's a little bit fat, but it's really crisp and pretty responsive, so I might leave it here. I haven't had a chance to really drive this around much because it hasn't been registered or insured in probably 10 years, so I can't do a lot of road testing, but feels pretty good just around the neighborhood. So yeah, there we go, all finished up. I'll put it up on the lift now and take a look at it. Oh, also the AC. So I managed to get a Toyota pickup AC condenser on here, and then made a bunch of custom lines. They're all from coldhose.com, and there you can see the bulkhead fittings. I did a Sandin universal compressor, kind of hard to see, and was able to adapt it to the TE72 AC compressor bracket. And then this is an RX-7 alternator, also kind of hard to see through the hose and stuff, but it's an internally regulated first gen GSLSE, like from an 85 RX-7 alternator, so no more voltage regulator or any stuff like that. This car is so old that it doesn't have any relays or anything. It just has old glass fuses and big heavy duty switches to handle the power on everything, so kind of weird, a little unique, but I ended up, let's go in here. So I ended up adding a few fuse blocks. This one comes directly off the battery, and this handles the main harness, which would have been powered from the battery anyway, so the headlights and everything will turn on without the keyed ignition. And then over on this side, there's another one right there. And that handles all the switched 12-volt sources. The main power for that is coming off of what would have been the heater and radio signal, which obviously none of that stuff is hooked up anymore anyway. So that's what's powering that. And then that turns on, or I should say that powers these switches to allow the relays up front to be powered from the battery. It also powers the gauges and stuff like that. So yeah, there we go. Let's put it up on the lift. Alright, so I'm just going to do a little startup video on this thing, as it's pretty snappy right now. It's already warmed up too, just got the alignment done, so it's been running around a little bit. Alright, so I'm just going to start out back here. I got a vibrant muffler. The whole exhaust is vibrant and it goes under the axle. It's pretty level with the bottom of the car. Pretty flush, so shouldn't have any issues going over speed bumps and such. I had these leaf springs de-arched and I added a leaf. That was done at A1 Spring in Oakland. Those guys are awesome. So there's no blocks on here at all. And that's definitely the way to go. It's got the Moser 9-inch back here, Willwood disc brakes. Everything clears 14, so that's kind of nice. I did an adjustable Camaro shock, and yeah, that shit all works out. And then here's the proportioning valves, adjustable, and then brake lines and everything. I was able to get parking brake cables on this, so he's got a legit parking brake, and that's just the Willwood universal parking brake kit. So it's the oxygen sensor for the wideband. I ended up having to do a T50 because the W50 was messed up and just wouldn't hold oil. And I had to custom bell housing, but it really didn't work out. So here you can see the AE86 stuff. This is all Techno Toy tuning. Adjustable lower control arms. Need to tighten that up. Yeah, adjustable lower control arms, tie rods, all the good stuff. And AE86 cross member. So tension rods. So yeah, it's a pretty clean little build. This is the lower radiator support. I had to make that from scratch, but had to do a little tiny bit of trimming on the valance to get it to clear, but it works out, and it's a lot stronger than it was before. So all in all, pretty good. It was a pretty fun little build, and yeah, you should have a lot of fun in this thing. It's kind of a ripper. He's gonna have custom wheels made, and so can't wait to see how that looks. But pretty cool little car. Pretty stoked on how it came out. So there you go. On to the next.